Hey guys, welcome to episode 49 of the VoiceOFpunk. I'm your host, the VoiceOFpunk. Now, the Raw reviews are back in action. They've been missing for the past the 2 weeks I missed to do one, but they're back in action. And I just finished watching the May 6th edition of Monday Night Raw. And tonight was very boring. It was like, I don't know, it was just, I guess I wouldn't really say boring because things did happen, but I want to say good things did happen in this show, but this was very, in the most part, it was very forgettable. I think because to me currently, I'm only caring, really real things I'm really caring about is the Dolph Ziggler, Alberto Del Rio, and Jack Swagger thing going on. Because they have been building this, because at Extreme Rules, it's going to be Alberto Del Rio, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger in a triple threat ladder match. And they're building this triple threat match really well. That's what I feel. I feel they're building this triple threat feud really, really, really well. And it kind of makes the world title seem more important, which is an uphill climb because the World Heavyweight Championship hasn't been that important in recent years, so, which is, a damn shame. But, the way they were, so I don't really care about that. And the other thing I really only care about is the Brock Lesnar and Triple H feud. And I don't know, I just like it, So anyway, so tonight's show I thought was very, very forgettable. There was stuff that happened in it, but as I think back on it, I didn't take any notes this time. But I have completely forgot, about most of the stuff that happened. But, that's mostly because I just didn't care. And I feel that's really lacking in a lot of the product and a lot of the content that the World Wrestling Entertainment is giving us. Is a lot of the content that most people don't give a shit about. If you think about it, the stuff that people really care about are the ones that actually, the stuff with John Cena, for instance. When his rematch with The Rock, I don't think anybody really gave a shit about. And then now his feud of Ryback. I want Ryback's side, but I don't really care because I know Cena's gonna win again. It's same old formula. So, they really need to change their product. I know I'm beating a dead horse when I say that, but I don't know what else to say. They really, really need to change their product. They really need to step things up because they need to surprise us. And one thing though I do like that most fans are really caring about are the matches and storylines that involve real wrestlers. And I like that because it's showing straight to Vince. Vince has his head shoved so far up his own ass that, we're showing to him these are the people who we care about. We don't care about John Cena. But anyway. So I thought the show was very, very forgettable. But I'm going to talk about the things that happened and things that I remembered. So, start off with, the show opens with John Cena and Ryback in the ring with a confrontation, and of course John Cena, I didn't really listen to anything that John Cena had to say, so I was like, whatever. And basically this confrontation was them it was Ryback choosing what kind of match him and John Cena are going to have at Extreme Rules. And then Ryback says, "Cena, it's me and you in a last man standing match." Whoa. Ryback rules, you know. I guess, that's fine, I'm not that, even though, I've been very positive about Ryback's kind of heel turn, but, and, I don't really care about the storyline, I really don't, but last man standing match, okay, reason why I'm just kind of, I'm gonna give it a pass is because I think I'm gonna be kind of entertained about this match. Despite how much I really complain about John Cena and how he is the worst wrestler, which he is, but last man standing match with Ryback, I expect to see weapons, and stuff like that. So, I'm okay with that, but I think we all know where this is going. With John Cena is going to defy the odds once again, and going to be oh my god, this is how the match is going to go, people. Ryback is going to beat on John Cena. He's going to beat him down to a pulp. John Cena's going to be down. He's going to have heart failure. He's going to have, his kidneys are going to give out on him. His leg is going to be sliced off. His head is going to be his neck is going to be snapped. His eyeballs are going to be hanging out. And then, Jerry Lawler's going to be "Oh no, Cena, somebody should stop this." But then, out of nowhere, Cena eats his Fruity Pebbles. And he's come here, Vince. And then the power of merch comes up and wins. And beats Ryback. Oh, it's one big happy family, whatever. Then what happened after that was Damien Sandow versus Randy Orton. This is one thing I actually liked about this Raw. I like this match. This is a really good match. Damien Sandow, he's a really good wrestler. It's really common knowledge that Damien Sandow is awesome. He has I truly believe if they use him right, and I heard that Triple H is very positive about Sandow, which I'm happy about, and I really see him have a bright future with the company. But what really made this match for me was the very beginning. Damien Sandow, he kind of sings a song about Randy Orton. I can't remember fully what he said, but that made me laugh. That was hilarious. It's I love Sandow's character, how he's this really smart bad guy. He's this really smart guy who, he's not kind of prissy. He's a really vicious, smart guy, but he listens to Mozart, he calls his moves after Latin names. He says, cartwheels, I can't remember, I can't remember, it's something really smart about the cartwheel. And, he comes out to, Hallelujah. He's dressed in a robe and he holds a microphone in his hand like this. He's yes. And he says the most gross thing he ever ate was a cheeseburger. I just love his character. His character is awesome. And him and Randy Orton, they had a really good match. And what they're doing with Randy Orton's character now is he's really giving off hints that he's turning heel. He's, partly turning heel. And it kind of seems like he's joining up with Paul Heyman. Because he's I'm feeling more extreme. And, Paul Heyman was the owner of Extreme Championship Wrestling. So this match is really good. Even though it was basically Sandow was jobbing to Randy Orton because Randy Orton wins with the RKO. But I really thought that it was still a really good match. It showcased Damien Sandow as a charismatic performer with that promo at the very beginning. and also showcase his wrestling skills, and also showcase a little bit of Randy's wrestling skills. I know Randy Orton has become a bit stale as of late, but I think that's just really him being a face, because I always find when Randy Orton is a face, he's really stale. But when he's a villain, he's awesome. So, but it showcased both of their wrestling abilities, and I thought it was a very good match to start with. Second match was R-Truth versus Fandango. I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't really care. Let's move on. I didn't care. That's pretty much my sum of the match. R-Truth wins after Fandango walks out, but still, I didn't care. I was just like, okay, whatever. What happened after that? Shit. Oh, right. Match of the night. Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler. This was the match of the night. This stole the show. Even though this show was very, very bad, very forgettable. But this match between Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio was awesome. Awesome match. Had really great spots in it. And it really showcased the feud, like I was talking about before. The feud between Alberto Del Rio, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. Because Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter come out. And they kind of do that thing where the wrestlers were there on commentary, and then one of them attacks, I think it's Alberto, attacks Jack Swagger, then Jack Swagger attacks them and stuff. And, but one of my favorite spots in the match was right after, because there's this part where, after Alberto Del Rio gets swung into Jack Swagger, it becomes a disqualification, because the referee's like, no, I can't have that. Ding, 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 like that. So, Jack Swagger starts attacking everybody. He attacks Alberto, he attacks Ricardo, attacks Peggy Langston. Then he picks up a ladder from from the bottom of the ring, and Dolph Ziggler's hurt in the ring. He's like, oh shit, my head, And then Jack Swagger comes in, and he does that thing where, where a wrestler hits somebody in the head with a ladder, they kind of hit them with the top. It's like, like that. But no, he does something different. He looks like he's going to, but out of nowhere, he comes in like that. But out of nowhere, Jack Swagger goes, Hoja! Kind of like he's like a samurai. He's like a samurai with this katana, and just swings the ladder like that, and hits Dolph Ziggler in the face with one of the legs. And Dolph Ziggler sells that spot like it was bloody murder. I'm not even kidding. When he gets hit, he's like, oh, I'm not even kidding. That's basically what he did. He did a side flip, landed on his head. Seriously, Dolph Ziggler. He should have. And I'm not saying this as a stab at him, but Dolph Ziggler should have been around in the early 90s and should have been a jobber, because he would make anybody look like freaking God. This guy knows how to sell. This man will sell. He'll sell the finger point of doom and make it act like it was bloody murder. Oh, I love Dolph Ziggler. Anyway. I don't know. I just thought that was awesome. That was an awesome spot. Just holy drop. Anyway, so, and as action as that was, I thought that was really good. It was really well played, and yeah, I just thought it was a lot, you know, I thought it was good. And on then a backstage segment, kind of, it says the main event is going to be Ryback versus Kane. Okay. At least he's not seeing it. At least he's not seeing it, you know. And then also throughout the night, they're kind of showing clips of Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar in Triple H's office at the World Wrestling Entertainment kind of headquarters. And basically what happens is that there's a segment where they show what happens, and Brock Lesnar like trashes Triple H's office, takes such time, was like brah, like that. And I thought that was a really well done segment. I thought that was very well done. You know, it was very well done. And like, I don't really have that much to say about it, because it was really setting up the feud between. It's really setting up a pretty good build up towards the match with Triple H and Brock Lesnar in a steel cage, which I am for sure, and I hope, but I'm really more for sure, and that's going to be the last match between the two. I hope it is, because in my view, feuds should only go for 3 matches. Yeah, when a feud goes on to 4 matches, you better make it damn interesting. Because nobody is going to stick around for 4 matches in a row between the same people. And I remember there was one year, I think it was I can't remember what it was, 2009, 2010, but there was a year where John Cena and Edge were the headline of every single pay-per-view fighting each other, and that got old. I was like, Jesus Christ. But it's but what they're doing towards the last match, with Brock Lesnar trashing the office, like, I feel they're really building up to this really well. And I really want Brock Lesnar to win this feud, because I know they're trying to play like they're calling Brock Lesnar the Beast Incarnate. And so far, ever since he's been back, he only won 1 match. Like, I'm not saying because he sucks or anything. Like, Brock Lesnar is probably the best wrestler who they have right now. Like, the best real wrestler, a real fighter and all that. But it's just like his first match there was against John Cena, and he lost, but even though he destroyed John Cena, which I loved. And then the second match, which he won, he was against Triple H, where he made him tap out. And then, his third match, of course, was at WrestleMania against Triple H again, which he lost. So, I hope in the steel cage match, I hope they pay this off well. If they had Triple H win, I don't think that would be paid off well. I think that would be a wasted opportunity if you have Triple H win. So I would say and I hope that Brock Lesnar wins the steel cage match coming up. And because of the build up, I'm more rooting for Brock Lesnar, even though they want me to root for Triple H, because he's a good guy in this feud. But just with Paul Heyman, with Paul Heyman on your side, if you have Paul Heyman on your side, I'm probably about to cheer for you. I can't turn my back on Paul. Paul's awesome. After that, and then after that segment, I really tuned out. I think there was a match between the Divas, AJ and Bellas, I don't know. And then so after that, I tuned out until the main event, which was Ryback against Kane. And for what this was, for a main event, this match was quick. Ryback versus Kane, this match was quick. It didn't feel like a main event to me. But this match was, for what it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. And Ryback wins, which is good. Like, with Ryback beating Kane doesn't make him a coward anymore, which, you know, I'm happy about. And it makes him a really strong threat, I feel. And, but what I loved about this was that when the Shield came out, like, because after the match, sorry. Because after the match after, like, Ryback defeats Kane, the Shield comes out, you know, coming through the crowd, and then Daniel Bryan comes out to help Ryback and Kane. Because apparently the Shield is, like, everybody's enemy kind of thing. That's kind of how they're building it. Like, I almost compare the Shield to a terrorist group, which is kind of weird, but, because, like, at first I kind of saw the Shield a little bit more as, like, assassins, you know, like, being paid to do whatever. But now they're kind of playing them more as a terrorist group. And so, like, they're, like, everybody's enemy. And, right when the Shield's coming down, this really made me just go, like that, was because when the Shield comes down and Daniel Bryan comes down to help, Ryback leaves the ring. Okay? And then Jerry Lawler goes, oh, there he goes again. When he has a chance to face the Shield, he goes and bails. So you're completely forgetting about the last 6 months with Ryback taking on the Shield by himself. Consistency, guys. I probably said it wrong, I'm sorry, but come on. Anyway, you know, of course, John Cena, everybody's hero, comes out, and then as the Shield attacks the ring with John Cena and Daniel Bryan in there, Ryback comes in with a steel chair, fends off the Shield, then hits John Cena with the steel chair, and that's how that's how they end the show. Yeah, so, like, as I kind of think about it, as the show started off pretty good, I felt like the show was, like, even though I said it was very forgettable, it was forgettable. I think, like, as the show started to go on, I really started to tune out. Because this 3-hour Raw thing, I don't think it's not working out for me. Because at, like, around 8, like, I don't know, like, around 8 o'clock, I started to tune out. Because it's just, like, I just get to the point where I just don't care, you know? But, like, I thought the very beginning of Raw was pretty good, but as the show went on, it got very forgettable and very boring, and I have a feeling that's going to be a recurring, a recurring theme in my reviews is that Raw has been very forgettable, very repetitive, and even though I know I'm sick for asking this. I'm sick. I must have cancer or something. But they have to change up their product. Like, even though there were things that were good about this, like, you know, the one that stole the show, the triple threat feud between Alberto Del Rio, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. That was good. I loved that. And, but it's just, that's just one thing I like. When you're watching a wrestling show, you should like most of it. Like, most of it. Like, of course you're not going to like all of it. But, like, if you like all of it, then you're very easy to please. But, you just have to, like, what they have to do, they have to really watch what they're giving us. That's really what they have to do. Like, they have to look at it as we look at it. And see what the writers think. Like, okay, I can see, like, because I have a hobby. I write stories for a hobby. And I can see, like, if a writer writes something, they'll be like, oh, this is so great on page, because they're reading it to themselves. Which is kind of what the writing team for Raw and SmackDown and all the storylines they're doing. But when you put it out to somebody, you're gonna have, most likely gonna have some backlash. And so, if I was them, I would watch what I'm giving to them. If I was a writer on this team, I would watch what I'm giving to them. Like, I would not look at my script, I would just watch it as a casual fan, and I would say to myself, okay, is this boring or is this good? And if I find it boring, then I know I have to change it. Like, that's what they need to do. If they want to understand the fans' point of view that are complaining about the product, they really need to change it up. They need to change up the product, just like what I said about my John Cena sucks video. He needs to change it up. And that's what the writer staff has to do. They need to change up the product. They have to change up the storylines. You know, you don't have to go, like, I know this is going to be kind of weird, but you don't have to go back to the Attitude Era. You can still be PG, you can still be family friendly, but still have interesting storylines. You can still be, if you want to be family friendly, go ahead, but give us interesting storylines. And not storylines that be interesting to a 5-year-old. Here's the thing. Family friendly, the key word is family. And if they told me, okay, if I was a writer and they said, okay, here's what you have to do. Our wrestling show is family friendly. I would not write a story that's going to be interesting to a 5-year-old. I want to write stories and storylines on a wrestling show that would be interesting to the entire family. And like what I would do, I would watch family movies. Like Kung Fu Panda, The Incredibles. You know, movies like that. Really good family movies. Family films. And take that into the wrestling. And create storylines that the entire family would enjoy. And what the real wrestling fans would enjoy. Like, you don't have, if you want to be PG, Vince, be PG, by all means. But at least make your staff create interesting storylines. At least change up that part. Anyway, sorry I went off on a small little tangent there, but anyway, that was my review of Raw. I hope this review made up for the 2 weeks that there wasn't any. So anyway, that was my review of Raw. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys watched Raw, tell me your thoughts. If you guys have any thoughts on this video, tell me. I'd love to hear it. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.